first thing I'd like to do is tell you a little bit about the market that we're in, the life insurance industry. I'd then like to tell you about Equis Financial, and then I'd like to jump into telling you about our products, our lead system, the training system in place, and our compensation. And I'd like to give you some compensation examples. But let's jump into talking about the market first. So here's some facts you need to know. That in 2015, the U.S. life and annuity market reported revenues exceeding $814 billion. However, that being said, in 2012, Limmer estimated that the unmet life insurance needs in the U.S. was still $15.3 trillion, and that over 40% of Americans still have no life insurance. That's over 128 million people. And out of all the policies that are in force right now, 44% of them are employer plans, which means they have low limits or they expire when your job expires. And recent reports showed that 70% of U.S. households still say that they would have trouble paying everyday expenses if the primary wage earner were to die. And out of all the people who were polled, 50% of those interviewed plus said that they would rather buy insurance from a person rather than buying it on the internet. So who is Equis Financial? Equis Financial is a partnership of agents and agency builders. Equis was founded in 2015 by insurance sales veterans with decades of experience and partners with some of the largest companies in the industry to bring our agents the best and most competitive products. Our agents then follow up with people that have requested coverage utilizing our lead system. So let's talk about our products. Equis' niche product is a product called mortgage protection insurance. What we do is market out to new homeowners and refinancees. Now that being said, we can still sell term and universal life insurance, final expense, annuities, critical illness, and disability insurance. We do this again by partnering up with some of the biggest and best in the industry. Companies like Mutual of Omaha, Gerber Life, and Foresters Financial. Now let's talk about how we get our clients, our lead system. But first we need to tell you how our leads are created and qualified. The first thing we do is we hire core researchers to pull data about new homeowners or refinancees. We then mail these folks letters explaining mortgage protection to them. Once they have received it, a lot of people would be surprised to know that 98.5% of all the people who receive our forms will actually throw it away. But that's okay, because we're looking for the 1.5% that want coverage for their family. And those people will fill out the form and mail it back to us. Once they mail it back to us, those leads are uploaded into our CRM system and then immediately allocated to our agent so that they can call the clients and set an appointment. Here's an example of a qualified lead showing the mortgage protection information on the form. Now we ask the client if they're interested to fill this form out one of three ways. Either fill it out by hand, mail it back, fill it out online, or call a 1-800 number and fill it out that way. Let's talk about Equis' top-notch training system. Equis was the first company to utilize the podcast network, meaning that we upload all of our training information to a podcast so that all of our agents have access to those trainings 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at the touch of a fingertip. They can listen to all of our information and all of our trainings from their devices. We also do regional sales trainings, where our top managers and top salespeople will travel around and train all of our new folks up to make sure that they're the best at what they are doing. And then all of our folks have direct access to our executive training team. Equis does have the best online training program in the industry and are continuing to improve it on a daily and weekly basis. And then finally, we have an agent concierge program, which allows our reps to get a hold of our managers and top salespeople 24 hours a day. So let's talk about our compensation. Before we get into examples, I want to share with you the compensation and bonus grids. Our comp starts out at 70% and goes up to 120% purely based upon performance. We also have 3 bonus programs in place that pay out monthly, a personal production bonus, a manager bonus, and we also have a bonus that goes off the equity of the company. Now let's give you some examples of compensation. We're going to give you 3 different examples today. We're going to give you a part-time, a full-time, and a $50,000 plus agency. So let's start with a part-time example. So this is an agent that goes out and is just doing it part-time, 1 day a week. This illustration shows an agent who's going to go on 2 appointments and just close 1 application working 1 day a week. The average cost for our clients is $80 to $120 a month. The cost annually for that client is $1,000 to $1,400, which means it's kind of in the same area as a car insurance policy. The agent compensation per sell looks like this. That low side is $1,000 times 70%. That's $700 per sell that the agent makes. So this example will show you 2 appointments booked, 1 sell closed, $700 working 1 day a week for this agent. The average agent will close 50% of all the sales they go on. So here's how it looks from an annual basis. So that agent goes out and writes $700 a week, 50 weeks a year. That's an additional $35,000 a year in income that the agent can make working part-time. So let's give you a full-time example now. So the full-time is going to be a little bit different. They're going to go out and run 8 appointments on a weekly basis. This agent closes 4 sales. Again, $700 because we're using the starting compensation tier, 70%. Again, we have the average cost, $80 to $120 a month. The cost annually is $1,000 to $1,400. And the example of compensation is the same, $700 per sell. Now this illustration shows this agent running 8 appointments, closing 4 applications. So that's $4,000 in premium times 70%. That's $2,800 in weekly compensation. So if you look at it from an annual basis, you write $2,800 in income a week, 50 weeks a year. That's $140,000 a year income that this full-time agent can make. The last example we're going to give you is a $50,000 plus agency. This is someone who's gone out and hired agents, trained them up, and taught them how to go out and sell it just like them. So for this example of the $50,000 plus agency, we're going to talk about 14 applications a week. First off, you're going to write 2 applications yourself, and then you're going to have 6 agents write 2 applications themselves. Your 2 applications is $2,000 in premium, but the good news is you've moved up to 100% contract, so for the $2,000 you've written in premium, you also make $2,000. Your agents are going to go write 2 apps each times 6. That's 12 applications that are going to be submitted in. The 12 apps times $1,000 on the low side is $12,000 premium, and those agents get paid out at a 70% contract rate. Here's how the compensation lays out for you. The personal income, you're going to sell $2,000 and earn 100% of it. But then off the $12,000 your team sells, you actually earn the override between your 100% and the 70%, which is 30%. So that's $3,600 in income that you'll earn from your team selling $12,000. So let's show you how this looks from an annualized basis. So you go out and you earn $2,000 on your own pen writing business. Your team does $12,000 in sales, which earns you $3,600 in income a week. Times 50 weeks a year, that's $250,000 plus a year based upon consistent selling habits from a $50,000 agency. So here's the compensation examples one more time. A part-timer writing 1 sell a week is $35,000 a year. A full-timer writing 4 sales a week consistently is $140,000 a year, and a $50,000 plus agency is $250,000 a year. Now what's the next step? If you're already licensed, once you contact your local manager, they're going to submit you in for contracting, give you access to the Equis agent site. They'll get you leads, and then we'll start running appointments immediately. If you're not licensed, the next step for you is going to be to complete the online pre-licensing course with your state, pass the insurance licensing exam within 10 business days, and access the Equis agent website. Now for you non-licensed folks, we do have a 10-day reimbursement plan. If you can complete your online course and your license within 10 business days, we'll reimburse you for the complete cost of the license. The average state cost is around $250. So the next step from here is click the link that shows up on your screen right now and contact your manager.